And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News. We've had a laugh and a joke over the last couple of days with regard to the fallout of the old firm. However, it is imperative that this football club wins more games. We need to be going to Aberdeen tomorrow and getting 3 points. In fact, they're coming to us, but yeah, regardless, the point stands. We need to get 3 points. We need to keep this winning run going. We've got a good chance. We've got a good run of games. Bearing in mind, Aberdeen, of course, have just sacked their manager today, so they're going to be in a bit of disarray. I mean, you get one or the other, really. When they sack a manager or a team sacks a manager, you get a sort of bounce, but I don't think they've even appointed a new manager yet. Or you get, it completely falls apart and you just get much of the same. And I'm kind of expecting that from Aberdeen. But regardless of how Aberdeen are playing, we're at Ibrox and we need to be getting all 3 points. There's no room for slipping up here. We need to create a bit of daylight between us and Celtic because they're going to continue losing games. It doesn't look like Nancy has gone out to the door as of yet, and he's not going to be going out to the door if I have to have my prediction. So yeah, long may that continue. But with Hearts as well. Look, Hearts aren't going to win every single game this season. It's only 6 points. So let's just keep chipping away, but we need to be making sure that we're doing our work and getting the job done, and that starts with Aberdeen tomorrow. Now, of course, we know there's a bit of team news that we're going to be discussing. Danny Rohl goes through that sort of team news, and of course, also talks about Dujon Sterling. As we found out yesterday, he got lifted for a DUI offence. Again, still more details we're waiting to emerge with regard to that. However, Danny Rohl gave us a bit of an update on him. But whilst you're also here, he gave an update on some transfer business in terms of we are working on deals as we speak at this moment in time. And, we are close to getting things over the line, which is also quite good. We need to be very busy, and it does seem as though we are going to be having a blizzard of agreements this January transfer window. It's a needs must as well. But let's get into Danny Rohl and watch and react to his interview as he discusses all of these talking points. But as always, guys, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more.
I think it was amazing atmosphere in the stadium. We really enjoy these 3 points. Big statement from our side, but it's about the next game. We have now 2 times Aberdeen. It's never good to see a manager to be sacked. I think it's also a difficult one to prepare. But it's about the next game, focus on our performance, and hopefully tomorrow night we can bring the next 3 points.
What does Aberdeen's managerial change do in terms of impacting your preparation?
I think he will not have so much time for prepare something new. Maybe he will continue, maybe not. Of course, we looked also back what he did when he was one-time caretaker 1.5 years ago. He will, I think, bring a little bit more emotional because the players want to show up. Now it's up to them, but it's about how we can perform again on a good level. We have to take the second half as our role model again, be aggressive, be on front foot, try to bring our strength on. And if you do this, then we can beat the next opponent as well.
From your perspective, you called it a statement win. It's 3 points, it's against your biggest rivals, you go level with them. How good a platform is that to try and build on?
It helps. I think it helps the player to believe more and more, have the confidence to continue our journey. I think in the past you spoke about can this team win big games. I think this is a big part for us that we showed this. And what I really loved was the connection between my players and the fans. It was outstanding, and for me, and I think also for some players, was really the first moment in the season where you felt, oh, this is now the relationship that we want. What it means for the supporters to win this game, we saw after that when we arrived here in the stadium, we saw it in some videos, all these things, and this is fantastic, and it should be the picture for the future for our club.
You said before that game that you were the hunters and you were looking to hunt the teams above you. Now that you're level in points with Celtic, does it become about hunting Hearts at the top?
Of course, we have to make them under pressure. I think the good thing is, since I'm arrived, we reduced the gap from 13 points to just 6. They feel it now, but you have to be on front foot. If you take one more bad result, then the gap could be open again. This is the advantage at the moment for Hearts. They have still 6 points ahead of us, and this is for us we have to work on. But if you continue the way from the last 10 weeks, then we are on a fantastic way, and we can close the gap more and more.
I appreciate there's elements of this you can't discuss with it being a police matter, but Dujon Sterling, from a football perspective, what can you tell us? Is he available for this game?
Yeah, he's available. He was yesterday here in the training. He made the full recovery. I'm glad that nothing happens more. I think this is a good part, and everything else we will see.
In terms of the bigger picture, the January transfer window's open. Looking at what you did at the weekend, fans perhaps excited at what this squad's capable of. If you can add more, is there anything close, anything imminent for the fans?
Yeah, at the moment we work really hard to do something. I fully trust to the board, to Andrew. We have a clear picture, but at the moment, yeah, we are working on some things. We are in the process, and then it's about the final decision from maybe the second part. If you get this, then we can come through. But the good thing is, I think it was also a big statement for my players that there's a group who's growing, and this could be also a good thing.
The rest of the squad okay? Any worries from the weekend?
No, so far so good. You feel this as well. Everyone wants to be part now of the journey. Was yesterday in the training a good spirit for the players that didn't play. The players they played, they are fully on front foot. Everyone wants to play, and this is a great feeling for a manager.
So there you go. I mean, we're getting an inkling there that there is going to be a signing blizzard. And a signing blizzard is something that is needed this January transfer window. But what I do find fairly interesting, and something that I don't see within the Rangers space too often, is there's not really been that many transfer targets that have emerged. Of course, we heard before the turn of the new year, Josh Windass being potentially somebody. I'm seeing stuff about Watt from Motherwell as well, but no sort of concrete links as to who we're speaking to. It's clear that we're in negotiations with a fair few players by Danny Rohl and what he's just said. Also by his sort of body language, he's not going to confirm deals there and then, but I think we're pretty close to a fair few signings. But what I do find interesting is none of those names are really entered the sort of public domain as of yet. So maybe as things materialize a little bit more, we'll start to find out before an announcement. But what you can take from that, from Danny Röhl, is that there is going to be imminent signings to this football club, and that we are going to be making a fair few additions this January transfer window. And actually, that is a needs must. In other news, Emmanuel Fernandez has been labelled fortunate following a flashpoint between the Rangers defender and Celtic midfielder Arne Engels. During the first half of the Old Firm derby at Celtic Park on Sunday, the towering defender was involved in a tussle with the Belgian player, who fell to the ground following contact with Fernandez's elbow. However, no further action was taken following the incident. However, former referee Des Roach believes that the 24-year-old could have been punished for this altercation. Now, I've seen that incident between Fernandez and Engels back a few times. He was very lucky, he said. I think Engels pulling at him and making him off balance is what saved him. However, on many other occasions, this could very easily have been a red card for Fernandez. Extremely fortunate. You can't just throw out an elbow. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.